YouTube. Welcome to the live. I'm just going to do this live to talk about the global Sumuud Flotilla, which apparently got kidnapped, or at least some of the boats got kidnapped by Israel today, or earlier today. And I was hoping that if we reach some people who were paying attention to this stuff, that we get some updates in this chat. But mostly I wanted to focus on that particular discussion right now because it's something we should be focused on, but also because I think it will really organize people well. There's all sorts of protests going on right now because of the kidnappings of the people on the flotilla. And I heard some kind of disappointing news. I heard earlier today, I heard about 75 Italian cities. Like this morning, I heard about 75 Italian cities that had. Oh, I've got some popcorn stuck in my teeth. I heard about 75 Italian cities that had protests to protest the genocide in Gaza. And that maybe response to these 75 Italian cities, like having protests, like huge protests, like to shut down the cities. So 75 cities in Italy shut down by these protests. And maybe then Italy sends this warship to escort the flotilla. But then, and so I'm really proud of that. I'm like really excited. Oh wow, Italy sent a ship to protect the flotilla. Like that should be great. That's an awesome response. That's showing that you're against the genocide. It's doing your obligation as a country to oppose a genocide. And so that was exciting and good. But then the way our news reported it, I don't know if this is true, but the way our NPR reported it, the Italian and maybe there's a Spanish ship too, the Italian and Spanish ships peeled off before the flotilla got into Israeli waters. And I'm like, well, they're in international waters and they're escorting them through the international waters. But then they get to Israeli waters and they peel off. It's like, if you went that far, why wouldn't you go ahead and see the flotilla all the way through to the shores? And what are they going to do to the ships from the Spanish and Italian navies? You'd think that at some point there'd be some sort of show of resistance to their genocide that would force them to stop. Um, and I thought this would at least be a good start to force them to stop, because I thought that those ships would escort them the whole way. According to our news, again, our news is kind of shady about this stuff, or can be particularly shady about it. According to our news, the escort ships peeled off. There was still, they also said that the flotilla was intercepted, which I guess it was intercepted, but they said two of the ships had been boarded and the people on those ships had been kidnapped. Well, they didn't say kidnapped, but they said two of the ships have been boarded. But there's like 50 ships. So if they've only boarded two of the ships, does that mean the other 48 ships are still continuing? I haven't gotten any update on that because I just heard what the news reported. And that was probably, oh, 6 hours ago. Probably 6 hours ago that the news was reporting that. So have the other ships progressed further? My understanding was they were only a day or two away from the shores of Gaza. And, they could be there any day now. They could be there any time now. Or they've been intercepted. But the way they reported it, they've been intercepted, but then only two of the ships had been boarded and been kidnapped. So I'm still waiting to hear updates on that to find out what the status is on the flotilla. Again, the way we report it, they tried to make it sound like, okay, this attempt failed, and so there'll be another attempt, just as this is, one in a long line of attempts. But they also reported it by saying, well, this time, some previous incident from a previous time period. I don't know what time period, so I'm not going to guess right now. But they said, we know this time Israel killed 9 of the people that were trying to break their blockade. Almost to say, well, they should count themselves lucky that Israel didn't choose to kill them. And it's like, already there's all these protests, which at least got Spain and Italy to send a ship, although the ship apparently backed out when it got, to the crucial time, which is then sparking all this other protests. The fact that Israel has stopped the flotilla is sparking all this other protest. So we should be able to shut down Israel, shut down the genocide and break the blockade. The sooner the better. I mean, every minute counts, every day counts. But I really thought that this was going to go through, because I got the impression that when Italy and Spain sent a ship, they were sending a ship to go the whole way, not, just to try to look a certain way for a short period of time. It's really disappointing, unsettling, and I also wonder why, when all these countries have air power, they have airplanes and stuff, like lots and lots of countries have airplanes, why isn't anybody flying in aid? There was a video that was going viral of China airdropping aid into Gaza, and then all these people were commenting, oh no, this wasn't China airdropping this aid, this was America airdropping this aid. And then there seemed to be some discussion, even in like our media and stuff, because this was just a video going viral. There's some discussion about airdropping aid in a more safe way, because they would airdrop something that the airdrops could hurt people when they fell or something like that. But then nobody's been talking about airdropping aid since then. And there's the flotilla, and this, however many attempts this particular flotilla group has made, and now they've gotten the support of these governments. But when are governments going to do something? It is government's obligation to do something about genocides. And there's, potential genocide or ongoing genocide in Ukraine and in Sudan and probably in other places too. But I don't know that anybody's doing anything about any of them. Like, yeah, there's some support for Ukraine, but not on the level of, all countries are treating this like a genocide that they need to stop. And they're damn sure aren't doing that for Gaza or Sudan, that I can tell. So the good thing, I guess, if there can be a good thing about this genocide, is that it is waking up the world to all sorts of stuff. And all this bad stuff is concentrated in the same people. Christopher Banks left a comment. Let's see what Christopher Banks has to say. Sorry, I don't trust net and YouTube with my viewers. There's 4 people in here, so let me know if you're anti-Trump, if you're anti-Putin, if you're anti-Netanyahu. What? Does your comment make sense to you? Before I read your comment, why don't you reread your comment? Okay, you're anti-Putin. That's key. Okay, that's good enough. You're anti-Putin, so I'll read your comment and try to make sense of it, assuming I just didn't understand it first. Are we still trying to burn our ships so we can claim Jewish drone strikes? Yeah, Slava Ukraine. And free Palestine. Free Gaza. I don't understand your question, though. I'm trusting you because you're anti-Putin, and most of my viewers cannot say they're anti-Putin. That's like the last thing they could ever say. But if you're anti-Putin, you are cool with me. I don't understand your question, though. Are we still trying to burn our own ships so we can claim Jewish drone strikes? I don't understand that question. What is that a reference to? I was previously talking about the flotilla that's breaking the siege on Gaza, that's breaking the blockade of Gaza, but that they supposedly kidnapped at least 2 ships of people from the flotilla, which I guess maybe since then they've kidnapped more of the people on more of the ships. But the report I heard was 2 ships, and there were supposed to be like 48 ships or something, almost 50 ships going there. So I hope that somebody will have an update. Hello, welcome to the live. We're talking about breaking the siege of Gaza, stopping the genocide, and stopping the other genocides in Ukraine and here in America. Okay, Christopher Banks says family boat in the flotilla claimed they were struck by a drone. It was a flare from their own crew. Was it though? Because didn't they just get kidnapped like today? Wasn't our radio reporting that Israel showed up and kidnapped some of them? I mean, that's worse than a drone attacking them in such a way that could be also the same thing as a flare anyway. Like a drone shooting like a firework at them or something. Shooting a flare, basically. A drone shooting a flare at them or them shooting a flare at themselves. I don't trust something that's trying to make them look like they're faking something. But weren't they actually kidnapped today? They weren't faking their kidnapping, were they? Okay, so you know what flares look like, but answer my question. Were they faking their kidnapping? Okay, how many of the boats got kidnapped today? Do you know? Was it more than 2? I heard that 2 of the boats, the people on 2 of the boats got kidnapped today. And also, because you know what flares look like, if they're saying that a drone shot their boat, but shot it with a flare, then that's what it would look like. So you're anti-Putin, but are you pro-Israel? Like, do you have an agenda that you are supporting the genocide? Like you're anti-Putin, but you're pro-genocide of is it like a white person thing for you because Ukraine is white people or something? It's not breaking news. This news is I heard this on the news like 14 hours ago. Or no, maybe not that, like 8 hours ago at least. You're pro-facts, but you didn't say you're anti-Israel. You didn't say you're anti-Netanyahu. You said you're anti-Putin, which is good. I respect you for being anti-Putin. But that's really weird to me. You're like a Zionist or something? Because it's really weird to me that somebody can be anti-Putin and pro-Netanyahu when Putin runs Netanyahu, just like he runs Trump. But yeah, explain that to me. Or do you just say that you're anti-Putin to like, so people will listen to you because that makes you sound reasonable? I don't see how people cannot be anti-Putin, anti-Trump, and anti-Netanyahu all together, and all of those things. I don't see that anybody has a legitimate excuse for not being all of those things. Yeah, I mean, I can understand you've been brainwashed or whatever, but like, it's not a legitimate excuse. Like, you could undo the brainwashing, and then you'd still, you could be able to be anti-Trump, anti-Putin, anti-Netanyahu. It just seems like such a low bar, like so little to ask of people. But if you haven't heard of the news about them stopping the flotilla, kidnapping people from at least 2 of the boats, including Greta Thunberg, you haven't heard that news yet? Apparently happened earlier today. So anyway, that's what this live is going to be about. If y'all want to talk about other stuff, we can. But for right now, I wanted to focus on... Okay, so You know that they kidnapped them last time they did the thing, right? Like that's from like a month or two ago, right? 3 months ago or 6 months ago or something. Last time Greta Thunberg tried to break the blockade and they kidnapped her. Do you remember that time? Or do you think that they faked that by faking themselves going to some fake Israeli jail? Like, what do you think? What do you think about the 5 dancing Israelis on September 11th? What do you think? What do you think about Bibi's 9/11? Netanyahu's 9/11? What do you think about that? Kidnapped. Yeah, but the fact that you're making the distinction kidnapped or arrested makes you a Zionist. But as a Zionist, you're getting played. Okay? Do you think Putin is really interested in, I don't know, Judaism or Israel other than as a tool? Putin's using you. Do you know what Putin's doing in America? Putin's using Trump to destroy America. What do you think Putin's doing to Israel with Netanyahu? You dumb fuck. You know, so you claim to be reasonable. Oh, wait, it's Carissa Lynn. Good morning, Carissa. Nice to see you again. Sorry, I was calling somebody a dumb fuck literally as you came in. Yeah, like, you're doing a genocide, okay? You're supporting a genocide, okay? You'll always be hated for that. All the people who do that will always be hated for that, okay? Your Zionism will not necessarily destroy Israel, but it's very anti-Semitic. It's like, it's not Zionism. It's not Zionism. It's the same thing. It's an offshoot or a I want to say homunculus. So, yeah, so Putin's going to destroy USA using Trump. Putin's going to destroy Israel using Netanyahu. You guys are falling for it like a bunch of fucking idiots. Just like anybody in America supporting Trump is falling for it like a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, it's real clear. It's real obvious. Christopher Banks, the Zionist, says, how many times is Israel named in the Quran? How many times is Palestine named in the Quran? Dude, you're a troll, okay? You're a Zionist troll, okay? How many times did you shoot Charlie Kirk? You know what I'm saying? You're a Zionist troll, okay? You're part of one wing of a Trump-Putin terrorist network, the Zionist wing, like Charlie Kirk. And you got another wing of the Trump-Putin terrorist network, the Groyper wing, to take the fall for shooting Charlie Kirk. When who shot Charlie Kirk? It was Israel, right? Or Trump. It was one of them. It doesn't really fucking matter. They're both about the same. Trump and Netanyahu are both Putin puppets. You don't care about facts, dude. Which direction was Charlie Kirk shot from? Put your facts in the chat. Put your facts in the chat. Which direction was Charlie Kirk shot from? If you care about facts. Do you think Trump or Netanyahu was more responsible for killing Charlie Kirk? If you care about facts, put that in the chat. Who's more responsible for killing Charlie Kirk? Trump or Netanyahu? I'll give you a clue. The answer is Trump, unless Netanyahu took a very strong hand of responsibility in that particular assassination. You didn't do the ballistics analysis. Well, do some damn ballistics analysis before you try to talk about facts. Who do you think, based on all the information you have, do you think Trump or Israel killed Charlie Kirk? Who do you think's more responsible? Trump's still responsible. If Israel killed Charlie Kirk, Trump's still responsible. But who do you think's more responsible, Trump or Israel? Go. You can use intuition. Just because you care about facts, you're pretending to be some type of Vulcan. Doesn't mean you can't use intuition. Shadow Typhoon, the pedophile Nazi's back. Again, he will order you for the smallest disagreement. No, just don't be a goddamn Nazi. What do we disagree on, Shadow Typhoon? You don't admit that you support Trump, but you can't condemn Trump because your opposition to Trump is so like neutral or weak-willed or like milk toast or what. It doesn't matter. So you don't matter. What did Jesus say about lukewarm motherfuckers? You get spat out. Haktua. And I'm not like an authoritarian fascist. I'm anti-fascist. That's pretty fucking obvious by how hard I go off on Trump and you Trump boutonnieres. Sorry, we had a decent person in here earlier. Carissa was here earlier. I don't know if she's back or not. If she's still here. But good morning, Carissa. Sorry about the fucking Nazis in chat. Oh, Carissa's back. Okay. It's crazy how my 17-year-old is more aware of what's happening compared to grown adults. These aren't grown adults. I mean, they've been grown in a lab. These are Trump boutonnieres. Okay, they might literally be bots. Shadow Typhoon's all whining about being othered when you're a goddamn Nazi. Okay? You're whining about you're being the victim of the thing that you're the fucking have the monopoly on. You white supremacist pieces of shit are always othering everybody. And that's the only reason why you get othered. You know, it's like the only people that aren't equal are the fucking supremacists. And y'all are less than. You're not better than. You're less than. You've made yourselves less than with your stupid supremacist ideas. Stop being a goddamn supremacist. And like I was trying to tell you earlier, you can talk about something that has nothing to do with fucking Trump. You can talk about like how you used to build model airplanes as a kid or something which we have in common, or you enjoy taking walks or something, or you had a pet turtle or anything that doesn't have to do with how much you suck Trump and Putin, Netanyahu dick constantly. And then we could talk. But when you're just sucking the fucking asshole of Trump and then spewing his bullshit on my live, I'm just going to talk shit about you because that's all you are, is a fucking shit spewing shit sack. And so I'm not othering you. I'm telling you what the fuck you are. You're like Diaper Donnie's diaper. You're just full of his shit. You know? You could be better than that. You could be like a hat or something. The same fucking diaper could be washed out of all Donald Trump shit, and somebody could wear you for a hat. And then it would be great. Shadow Typhoon. Why is your name Shadow Typhoon? Let's talk about that. There could be an interesting story there. It's not about being a Nazi, but it probably is about being a Nazi. Shadow Typhoon is probably like praising Hurricane Katrina killing. You know, it's like, the fuck is wrong with you? I'm just guessing why your name is Shadow Typhoon. And the first thing that comes to mind is that you're a Klansman, and so it has to do with being a Klansman. Shadow Typhoon says, you're calling people pedophiles. You're a goddamn pedophile. I'm not calling you a pedophile to make fun of, like, to make light of pedophiles. You're a fucking pedophile. You support Trump? You're a pedophile. And I know you said earlier, I don't support Trump, but then you're calling me a fascist for expressing the fuck Trump? Then you support Trump too goddamn much, you fucking pedophile Nazi piece of shit. Assuming the worst. No, I can tell that you're a fucking Nazi pedophile. Shadow Typhoon says, 16 people in here. How many of you can tell that Shadow Typhoon is a pedophile and a Nazi? You're calling people pedophiles while talking to a mirror and talking about explicit material in their presence. The fuck are you talking about? You're a goddamn Nazi pedophile. All 16 of these people can, or all the other 15 people can tell you, you're a goddamn Nazi pedophile. You support Trump. You might lie about it and say you don't support Trump, but anybody can fucking tell you're a goddamn Nazi pedophile. Diane C says, I know, right? These damn libtards. Oh, she's somebody who says the word libtard, so she's a Nazi pedophile too. Diane C, we haven't got your channel activity yet. Channel activity for Diane C joined 5 years ago, 7 subscribers, and you're a fucking female. That's disgusting. Diane C says, I know, right? These darn libtards telling us what to do all the time. Release the goddamn Epstein files is what we're telling you to do. pedophile pieces of shit. I know, right? These darn libtards telling us what to do all the time. You look like that Feldman actor, the one with the eyes that go different directions. Oh, like your FBI director, Kash Patel? You have a problem with people whose eyes go different directions? You fucking Nazi pieces of shit. Carissa Lynn says Birds of a Feather, which I think is a Billie Eilish song. Shadow Typhoon, the Nazi pedophile. He just wants me to call him a Nazi pedophile because he like gets off on it. Like he's literally they're pleasuring himself over the fact that I'm calling him a Nazi pedophile. He's like, he recognizes me, he sees me, but I hate you, and everybody hates you, and the whole point is to hate you. Okay, like y'all are all such terrible, terrible pieces of shit who everyone should hate. The Nazis, the original German Nazis, were some of the worst pieces of shit ever, who everyone should hate for good reasons. But you guys are those Nazis, and you're pedophiles. I can't say, I don't have any idea whether the Nazis were big into being pedophiles. I don't think that they were all fucking pedophiles. I don't think that they all fucking knew that their leader was a pedophile and they all supported him, which made them a pedophile. But you guys do that shit. You're all Nazis to begin with, and then you added being pedophiles and traitors. We shouldn't really ever focus too much on you being Nazis and pedophiles that we failed to mention that you're fucking traitors, and that for treason you should get executed according to U.S. law. For fucking pedophiles, you should be thrown in a fucking ocean with a stone tied around your neck, according to the Bible. And for being a damn traitor, well, that was treason. We already did that one. For being a Nazi, you should at least be called a goddamn Nazi, and at least know that when the other Nazis in here own it, that's you owning it too. You're just being a fucking dumbass. Oh my gosh. Shadow Typhoon says, you were talking about explicit places under the belt. This isn't a fucking boxing match, you little bitch. Shadow Typhoon says, so much hate in your heart. I hate Nazis. You're a goddamn Nazi and a pedophile. Guess what? All humans hate Nazis and pedophiles. Every single fucking person and spirit on the planet hate, and off the planet, every spirit and person and being in existence hates you goddamn MAGA Nazi pedophiles. We always have. We always will. Y'all are the worst motherfuckers that have ever existed. And you could just stop being one of you. That's what's so crazy about it. You could stop being one of you and become something that anybody could care about. But you don't. Because you're such fucking utter worthless pieces of shit. Tyrone Khan says, you're so right. Sorry I'm talking to them, Tyrone Khan. I would much prefer to talk to you and other people who are intelligent. David Crocker's coming in hot as a Nazi. Calling over half of a group of people Nazis is fascist point of view and statement, you numbnuts. No, you're a fucking Nazi. Let's look at David Crocker's channel activity. Guarantee he doesn't have any subscribers. He's probably been on here for 7 fucking years. Joined 5 years ago, has 3 subscribers. Why are you motherfuckers so predictable? You're all just fucking bots. You're all fucking Trump-Hooteneer trolls. There's no way to tell the difference between a fucking bot. It's like the 50th anniversary of the Turing test today. And it reminds me, there's no way to tell the difference between a bot and a fucking Trump-Hooteneer Nazi pedophile. You guys could be real-life Nazi pedophile Trump-Hooteneers. And there's no way to tell the difference between you guys and just a fucking troll bot piece of shit. Noel Redmond says, loser. Loser. Anyway. So, this was talking about the genocide in Gaza. Which side are you Nazis on of the genocide in Gaza? Are you guys cheering on Israel right now because they're doing a genocide? Which side are you guys on? Nazi pedophile Shadow Typhoon says, guy doesn't have a clue what I'm meaning by explicit material and you're under the belt. You are talking about sexual acts while a minor is in your chat, you prick. Dude, there ain't no fucking minors in the chat. You're a goddamn Nazi. Okay? You're a fucking pedophile. Okay? That's what the fuck you are. You're a fucking Trump-supporting Nazi pedophile. Everybody fucking knows it. You're going to lie about shit to try to avoid the subject. You're a goddamn Nazi pedophile. Everybody will be glad when you are fucking gone. But call 988 first just in case, you fucking piece of shit. David Crocker says, genuinely brain dead, like your buddy Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Like your buddy Charlie Kirk, you got him shot. The guy you got shot, and then you whined about it and tried to blame us. Like that fireman in that teleprompter, the misser shot. Like all those people Netanyahu got killed on his October 9/11. Shadow Typhoon says, Carissa said she was 17, you moron. Carissa can say whatever the fuck she wants. Carissa's a human. You're a piece of shit. And the next thing Carissa said was, who was a minor? You dumb fuck. You fucking Nazi pieces of shit. Yeah, he said, okay. Sorry, I have to show your comment because Net and YouTube hit it. She says, I'm 38. My daughter is 17, ass butt. I don't remember anybody saying 17 at all. Maybe I missed a comment. But, like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, it's crazy how yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, I see the comment. I remember it now. She said, it's crazy how my 17-year-old, a fucking American who reads that shit instead of a goddamn Trump Putin Nazi pedobot, would understand that my 17-year-old refers to someone's kid. That's how we talk in America. This ain't no fucking Russia 2, no matter how hard you motherfucking Trump Fuhrer Nazi pedophiles try to make it that. Okay? This is how we talk here. When she says, my 17-year-old is more aware of what's happening, and then you start ranting about somebody saying some shit in front of a kid. Dude, this is net in YouTube. When you start a live, you say, this is not for fucking kids. So they can fuck off if they're in here. And they've heard worse. Dude, our kids are dodging school shooters. So you can fuck off acting like you care about kids when you're supporting the goddamn Nazi pedophile Trump. You're a fucking pedophile, Shadow Typhoon. Fuck you. Go fucking fuck yourself. Shadow Typhoon, you fucking pedophile. I'm going to fucking curse the living fuck out of you. Usually what I do is I extract the curses. I use you guys like fucking batteries. I extract the curses from you goddamn pedophile, Nazi, MAGA, Trump, mutineer, traitor, terrorist pieces of shit, and I curse Trump with them. Last time we did this, you lost a fucking bishop, Charlie Kirk. And I extract the curses from you goddamn pedophile, Nazi, motherfucking terrorist, traitor pieces of shit, and I curse Netanyahu with them. And I extract the curses from you goddamn pedophile, Nazi, MAGA, traitor, terrorist pieces of shit, and I curse Putin with them. And watch what happens. And you'll have done some good in your life against your own will, or against Putin's will that replaced your own will a long time ago. All right, so back to the conversation. Carissa's 38. So she can handle this. You're fucking flaky ass shit flake, butt hurt, dingleberry piece of shit can't handle it though, huh? Can you? Shadow Typhoon, you goddamn Nazi piece of shit. Oh, Nazi pedophile traitor piece of shit. I forgot to remind. Oh, I'm othering people. Yeah, fuck yeah, you're not like us, you fucking pedophile. Are you shaming me for my original nationality? Prick, no, you don't have an original nationality. You're a goddamn Nazi. That's not a nationality. You've chosen, Nazi's fucking inhuman. You've chosen to be an inhuman Nazi, not Zionist, or Christian nationalist Nazi. One of two different branches of Trump Putin's terrorist network. One of which took the fall for killing one of the other ones, when it was actually the same fucking team all along. It's always your same fucking team. You're always doing it to yourselves and blaming other people for it. What's your original nationality, Shadow Typhoon, you fucking Nazi pedophile piece of shit? Noel Redman's laughing like he's not a Nazi pedophile piece of shit too. Shadow Typhoon says hypocrite. Noel Redman says nonce. Ali Moomer says, who do you support? I support Gaza. I support Palestine. I support humans. I support Earth. I support Americans. I support Russians and Israelis overthrowing Putin and Netanyahu. I support Americans overthrowing Trump. Who do you support? I just did something. Define what a Nazi is. David Crocker, you're a goddamn Nazi. We all know you're a Nazi. You know you're a Nazi. The thing is, you're too goddamn pathetic to admit you're a Nazi. You'll see other Nazis in my comments who brag about being goddamn Nazis, and then everything else they say is the same as you. So what does that make you? It makes you a goddamn Nazi. David Crocker says, are you schizophrenic by chance? Are you looking for a fucking date? David Crocker, I don't like you. Nobody likes you. You're a goddamn Nazi. Tyrone Khan says, no, he's factual. Thank you. I have to view the deleted message. I accidentally deleted your message. I did not mean to do that. Carissa Lynn says, I wouldn't care if my kid joined in and gave her opinion of what's going on. She's got a live here. Y'all weird and projecting. Okay. Sorry I accidentally deleted that message. I did not mean to delete that message. I was just tapping the thing. Free Palestine. Yes, thank you. Free Palestine. Global Sumudd. Okay, so yeah, tell me what happened with the Global Sumudd, because our news can't be trusted. That's the whole reason I did this live. Is because I was hoping I could get live feedback in real time from somebody that knows what happened. Because our news said that they were intercepted, but which I saw on, I saw their videos, their videos about the water cannons and stuff, the water attacks. But our news said they were intercepted, and then it said that 2 of the ships had everybody kidnapped off of the ships, including Greta Thunberg, which is just how they report on shit here. It's celebrity focused. So Greta Thunberg ship and one other ship got everybody kidnapped off of them. But I heard there were like 48 ships. And so what happened to the other 46 ships? Are they still on the way? Does anybody know? In comments, please let me know. Also, the way our news reported it, the Italian ship and the Spanish ship that I was so proud of that they were there, because that's awesome, peeled off when they got to Israeli waters. What's the point of being there if you're going to peel off? Why not just see them through to the shore? This isn't the time for performative bullshit, especially with your shows. Anonymous is saying greater Israel, which I'm afraid makes them a genocider. And they're just going to come into... First of all, I'm a witch, okay? So I will extract the curses from you. If you support Trump or Putin and Netanyahu, I will extract your curses. You're welcome. And then I will curse Trump and Putin and Netanyahu with them. And bad shit will happen to Trump and Putin and Netanyahu, and you will have helped that bad shit happen. So you might just want to leave. You might not want to be here unless you want your curses, the things that have cursed you, to be extracted. Like, you might not be racist and sexist anymore, because I'm going to extract your motherfucking curses, and I'm cursing Putin and Netanyahu and Trump with them. So decide whether or not you want to be here or not. Ave Lavin says, you sound like a lonely chap. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Leslie Learned, you have a cool name, Leslie Learned, says, a lot of angry people in this chat. They're not really people, they're Trump-Putineers. Like, you can trigger them all you want. It's just, they'll make more. They'll print more of these bots from the fucking bot troll factory. They're all just a bunch of fucking Nazis. Sorry that I let their energy spill over to my replies. As you can tell, I'm perfectly capable of speaking calmly and friendlily to people who are, I'm very gentle with people who are, with gentle people, that is, like Toto. Leslie Learn says, a lot of angry people in this chat. Everyone miserable. Shame on Israel. Exactly. Shame on Israel. If you can say shame on Israel, then you're pretty much a human. Like, or you're a good spirit. You're a good being. Tyrone Khan says, Palestine for Palestinian people. Yeah, and think about how many Palestinian people will have the right to return, or whatever they call it. That we need to repopulate Palestine with the displaced people. Those guys messed up big time. They're such idiots. Anonymous is still spamming Greater Israel and shit. David Crocker, the pedophile Nazi, says, let's look at David Crocker's channel activity, because he keeps talking like he wants some attention. Oh, that's right. He joined 5 years ago and has 3 subscribers. We already looked at it. It was boring. David Crocker says, can you define Nazi, or are you just spamming it as a buzzword tonight? Okay, what's a telltale thing about Nazis? Concentration camps, right? So what makes Trump a Nazi? The goddamn concentration camps. Do you need more examples? Do you know that Putin's a Nazi? Do you know that Netanyahu's a Nazi? Do you know that Trump's a Nazi? Do we need to talk anymore? Can you fuck the fuck off, you Nazi piece of fucking pedophile shit? Ali Mooner says, pray for global Sumudd Flotilla. Yes. Praying to the goddess for the global Sumudd Flotilla. Our senator And many others have been. Your senator was arrested? Where's your senator from? And thank you, Ali Munir. We will pray for the global Sumuud Flotilla. All 53 people in this live, get the fuck out if you're not praying for the global Sumuud Flotilla. All 53 people in this live praying for the global Sumuud Flotilla, praying to whatever gods and goddesses you may believe in, but praying to the most powerful goddesses of love to protect and help the global Sumuud Flotilla and all aboard. Oh, 62 people here now. That brought more people in. We ought to pray more often. Praying for the goddess to protect the global Sumuud Flotilla and the people of Gaza and all the people standing up for the people of Gaza. Protect us all. We're all humanity and all good spirits joined together for a good cause. I call it the Fairy Liberation Front, Pillar Revolution, Church of Judas, which replaces all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. So Jesus had a trap. He set Christianity out there as a trap, and we're going to replace all Christian churches. All of them, every single one. All the Christian adjacent shit too, like Mormonism and shit. Replace all of it. Scientology, that's close enough. Replace all Christianity with the Church of Judas. So check out the hashtag Church of Judas when we get done here. Many others have been arrested. I did hear that they kidnapped 2 boats of people, but I heard that there were 48 boats headed that way. This has been one of the most popular lives I've ever done because we're talking about Gaza, because we're talking about the global Sumuud Flotilla breaking the blockade, breaking the siege. Sorry. Tyrone Khan says, Anonymous, no such thing as Greater Israel. Israel, yes. Funny Guy says, a laugh can be a very powerful thing. Why? Sometimes in life, it's the only weapon we have. Roger Rabbit. Who framed Roger Rabbit? That's a great quote. That's fantastic. And that's a fantastic movie. And that reminds me, Fairy Liberation Front. Fairy Liberation Front includes especially cartoons and video game characters. Fairy Liberation Front includes all artistic and natural realm things. I'm not doing black magic. It's good magic. I mean, I'm doing something with black magic. These guys have made zombies and Nazis of you guys. Like this pedophile cabal, Trump and Putin and Netanyahu made Nazis and zombies of you guys. And I'm extracting those curses from you guys. And I'm returning them to Trump and Putin and Netanyahu. I'm cursing them back with the curses they saddled you guys with. You're welcome. And you'll end up doing things that hurt them. I'll use the energy that you've been carrying around to hurt them. And then when bad things happen to them, like Charlie Kirk getting killed, it'll blow the living fuck up. And people will find out that Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, was trafficking kids to military personnel in Romania. Sorry. She was working with an Israeli orphanage that was trafficking kids in Romania to an American military personnel. And they got kicked out of Romania for that. And she did that after she's working with Donald Trump. So Donald Trump had her go kidnapping kids in Romania with an Israeli organization, Epstein, etc. All this shit's connected, and it's connected to you motherfuckers being Nazi pedophiles, and your goddamn genocide in Gaza, and your fucking pedophiles here. You're kidnapping kids and you're in America, and fucking Putin kidnapping 40,000 kids from Ukraine. You child kidnapping pedophile Nazi pieces of shit. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you motherfuckers need to get right or get the fuck on. Get the fuck out of here. When you realize what you've done, you can either repent big or fucking take the 9-cent solution. Fuck you. We hate you. Ali Munir says, they said it was promised to them, so-called 3,000 years ago. What? It was a piece of cake. They could take it that easily. I don't care. Who promised it to them? Their God is a lie. They've proved that their God is fake and evil. The God of Zionism is a fake and evil God. It doesn't fucking exist. Okay? There could be a God of Judaism that's completely different than that, but the God of Zionism is a fake and evil lie. And what does Allah think about that God? When you cutting your ear, Monk says, I don't know, is that a Van Gogh reference? Who cuts their ear besides Van Gogh? Maximus Gaines says, that painting above your head needs its curses extracting. Well, I appreciate you paying attention, Maximus Gaines. But why is your name Maximus Gaines? Are you like Manosphere? That's Nazi, you know? Like, don't be Nazi. Don't be an insulibertarian Nazi piece of shit. Ali Munier says, I believe Charlie got shot by his own people. Oh, yeah, he definitely did. Oh, Charlie. I was like, who's Charlie? I thought you were saying, because you spelled it with an I. I thought there's not an E on the end. I thought you meant Charlie XCX for a second. Do not tell me Charlie XCX, she got shot. She's got the soundtrack for a new movie. There's some new movie. I forgot which one it was, but all the songs are Charlie XCX. So congratulations, Charlie XCX. Tyrone Khan says, time for Wake and Bake 420. Good morning. Enjoy your wonderful day and blessings on your Buddha blessings. Yeah, Charlie did get shot by his own people, whether that's the Zionists or the Trumpers or both. It's both, right? So I asked the Trumpers, who do you think's more responsible for Charlie Kirk getting killed, Trump or Netanyahu? Because there's, Trump and Netanyahu are both responsible, like in lots of ways, and you can track who, set the organization of the killing up and say that they're the one who's more responsible. But both of them set these conditions. Carissa says, Charlie Duff got shot by his own people. The way his wife is acting is weird as fuck. Yeah. But did you hear about his wife kidnapping those kids from Ukraine? From Romania? Like, just real quick. Because apparently they're talking about this all on TikTok, but Net and YouTube doesn't show as much of it. And TikTok won't be showing it soon now that Netanyahu's taken over TikTok. But apparently they're talking about this all on TikTok. And I've seen some of the videos, replayed on YouTube. But Erica Kirk won a Donald Trump beauty pageant thing. She was working for Donald Trump, won this pageant. Like, she got set up to win it. Like, she won the very first time she tried out. She just decided one day to try out. They gave her an offer to try out, and then she won it. And her dad worked for Raytheon, the military contractor. Her mom worked for, I can't remember. Thank you, Tyrone. I support the Flotilla too. So anyway, she got this position with Donald Trump. She's 17 years old, right? Just like Charlie Kirk was young when they recruited him and bankrolled him to be recruiting kids. But she went and got little kids from Romania. And then they were pimping them out to U.S. military on a base there. And there's even a video where Erica Kirk is saying thanks for the Romanian angels. And she says thanks to Colonel Grush or something. I forgot his name. Colonel somebody who's a pedophile, who's the one who was implicated in pimping out these kids to other soldiers. And then all these kids went missing. And there's the connections with, the pedophile ring, the brothel, they said, was a brothel of young kids for American soldiers at the base in Romania. And then her Romanian Angels charity, which is apparently an Israeli charity, got kicked out of Romania because of too many missing kids. And then the Haaretz headline that I saw somebody post about it, the newspaper in Israel, Haaretz, I'm sorry if I don't say that right, Haaretz or something, newspaper reported that Romania kicked out this orphanage, this Israeli orphanage that Christy Kirk, or what's her name? Erica Kirk. That Erica Kirk was working for before she met Charlie Kirk. They kicked her out of Romania because of all the kids that were missing, and apparently like organ trafficking. So it was sex trafficking / organ trafficking. So they were sex trafficking these kids to the American military base and then killing them and trafficking their organs, as far as I can tell. And so they kicked him out of Romania for that. That's Erica Kirk. And then she met Charlie Kirk in Israel. Just saying. Okay, and then apparently Charlie Kirk's entire security detail was Israeli. But I don't know that the Mossad killed Charlie Kirk. I just know Trump definitely did. Trump definitely had him killed or was responsible for him being killed. No matter who did it. Although I'm almost 99.9999% sure that trans people there was never a trans person anywhere, 6 degrees of separation from any trans person at all. Tyrone Khan says, I support the flotilla. Yes, all good spirits, all humans, all good people support the flotilla and support the people of Palestine right now. And if you support Jewish people, you should be supporting the people of Palestine too, because you've got to save these people and overthrow Netanyahu and undo the evil he's done as much as you can. That's the only way to save people's appreciation for Judaism. Chiron Ryder 59 says land. I don't know what that means. Ricky Dyson first said hi. Hi, Ricky. We're only live for about 10 more minutes, so we got 90 people in here. If y'all want to get comments in, well, I'm going to read them real quick. I'm going to read Carissa's comments first because she's really cool. Yes, coffee and cannabis sounds amazing, is a Carissa comment. I don't know if I can promote that here. I'm in Colorado, so I can promote it here, but I don't know if I can promote it on live. Carissa Lynn says, white man is early morning. Go get us coffee. We want more energy. Yes, white man, go get us coffee. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Tyrone's also cool. Let me read all Tyrone's comments. And Ali Mumir is cool. Let me just read the cool people's comments. Okay. Ali Mumir says, our Pakistani senator has got arrested. Your Pakistani senator was on the Flotilla? And our government doing what? Or is this a separate issue? They arrested your Pakistani senator? Freaking combination tweets does nothing. Yeah, again, like recognizing Palestine as a state is a great symbolic move, and it's helpful. I'm not saying don't do it, but they recognize Palestine as a state, and then Netanyahu's like, because you recognize Palestine as a state, I will be annexing Palestine, and it's like, well, look how Putin did it. Once they annex something, it's all about who's annexing it, not what other people call it. So you got to stop him from annexing shit. You got to kick him out. It's funny, white man tried to disparage me by saying high school dropout theology. I have an actual degree, a college degree in religion. So, also check out the Church of Judas to replace all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. Ali Munir says, believe me, if the Ottoman Empire lasted till today, there would be nothing such like that unlawful state. Well, I mean, Turkey's pretty strong right now, too. A lot of people are pretty strong. A lot of people have airplanes. They could be airdropping more food into Gaza, as far as I can tell. And they could be dropping some shit on Netanyahu, too, honestly. I've heard drones are the best approach these days. Carissa Lynn says, white man is early morning. Oh, we read that one. Get us coffee, white man. Tyrone Khan says, for a large fee, I will remove all curses. And for free, I will send them to It's Not Real. That's good. Do you watch Sammy Obeid, the comedian? Sammy Obeid is good. I wish I didn't quit drugs, says Monk. Well, I'm glad you did if it's helped you be here. White man from town says something about energy. You should have energy in you to fight your nation like founding mothers. I imagine this guy, you don't have one else a street day. Zionism. Yeah, not Zionism. Not Zionism. I have to show your comment because Net and YouTube will hide it to protect Nazis, to protect Trump and Netanyahu and Putin. You can spell it all as one word, Trump, Putin, Netanyahu. That's how close they are. Ali Munir says, may Allah grant the people of Palestine success. May Allah grant the people of Palestine success and peace and security and safety and love and life. Freedom. Shadow Typhoon says, not everything is Nazi, dude. You guys are Nazi, though. Stop being Nazi pedophiles. Tyrone Khan says, Ali Munich, amen. David Crocker, the Nazi pedophile, says, Shadow, he only knows how to spam Nazi for everything he disagrees. If you guys stop talking, I could stop mentioning that you're Nazi pedophiles. But I'm never going to stop mentioning as long as you guys keep talking until you stop being Nazis and pedophiles. Tyrone Khan. See, white man from town, this Nazi pedophile says, sink the flotilla. So in that sense, you're pretending to be on Israel's side. But you're also a Nazi Klansman, right? Like, you hate Israel. You hate Jewish people. You don't just hate Israel. You hate Jewish people. So you want the Jewish people to kill the activists because the activists are leftists and you hate leftists. But you also want the Jewish people to kill the activists so everyone will want to kill the Jewish people because you're a goddamn Klansman and a Nazi. Like, have I figured it all out? Is there anything else? Is there any nuance here, or is that just about it? David Crocker, the Nazi pedophile, says white men from town definitely liver-related diseases from severe alcohol. If I had to guess, I don't even drink. I just have a yellow light. I mean, thanks for your concern, except all your concern is trying to make fun of people for if I did have severe alcoholism, then I would be an alcoholic. And you would be making fun of someone for having a disease because that's what Nazis do, you fucking Nazi piece of shit. Brett DeFrancesco says, shut up. Dude, like famous jazz people have the name DeFrancesco. Shadow Typhoon says, definitely proof. Carissa Lim says, she looks evil. I don't know, she just has very off energy, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, she was kidnapping kids in Romania when she was 17 years old. And then they got Charlie Kirk kidnapping kids or like influencing kids from when he was like 19. Tyrone Khan, and apparently they like had her marry him like a Truman Show thing when they met in Israel. Tyrone Khan says, white man, sink your children's hopes and dreams. Exactly. We don't have to talk to white man from town. Or Shadow Typhoon. He's a Nazi pedophile. They're all jealous about herbs because I live in Colorado. David Crocker says, in real time, proving the leftist echo chamber by only reading comments he agrees with. No, you guys are just boring. You're never going to say anything interesting. And I don't have much time left. I shut down the live before an hour every time. And it's been 56 minutes. So 56 and a half minutes. So literally 2 minutes to go and we're done. Tyrone Khan says, gets the job first in 3 generations. Game on. Or gammon. I'm not sure. So I'm just reading Carissa, and you guys can stop talking. You guys could never have talked. You never contributed anything. Tyrone and Carissa and Ammon can talk. Oh, and Carrie can talk because they're new. But still, I got to shut down the live real soon. I'll take a break, and I'll come back live. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Carissa Lynn says, white man, you get weed because you're lame. You don't know how to season chicken. No, he doesn't. Carrie Barton says, wouldn't it be great to teach them how to grow their own food instead of giving it to them? When you teach them to grow their own food, they don't have to rely on anybody else. Israel is no better. Grow their own food? You mean in Gaza? I think there's time to grow food there. White man says he started laughing. He could tell he coughed up blood. Kane says you chopping up a mix. Al Munir, last comments. Believe me, the people of Saudi are not helping Gaza. Nobody's helping Gaza enough. There's all sorts of ways people could help Gaza. I don't know Jacob Kennard yet, so let's see. My new combo name for them is Trump Putin Netanyahu. Yeah, Trump Putin Netanyahu. And I call their followers Trump Putineers because they're mutineers to the good ship democracy. Yeah, Trump Putin Netanyahu. They're terrible. They're the worst. Oh my gosh. They've been asking for an hour what a Nazi is. Like, you guys are Nazis. Stop being Nazis. I'm skipping all y'all's comments. You guys are terrible. Joe DeMatteo says, not on topic at all. That painting behind you is goofy as fuck. I love it. Well, thank you. I'm glad you love it. Almanir says, the government of Pakistan has literally got flattened in front of Trump. They agreed on the deal of Gaza negotiate. Do not agree. I am from Pakistan, but heck the government. I am sorry your government's bad. I have a feeling we had something to do with it in America with making it bad. Libel. The Rick. Are we talking about Trump, the fat, orange, old pedophile? Yes, we are. Rick, come back to the next live. We'll be talking about him again. We'll be talking shit about his traitorous pedophile ass. I'm in Colorado. I'm really you. Let's be me together. Is this live? Yes, Kenny Ubu. We'll be back live again later. I'm skipping the Nazis comments. People can read them again in chat. All right. Tyrone Khan gets the last word. Trump equals English for fart or flatulence. Yep, that's what he is. And he shits his pants. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for being here. See y'all in a minute. Let's save Palestine. Let's save Gaza from the bad guys. The Rick says, now there's guy doing his best work ever. Good old Charlie Warm Food Kirk. Warm Food? Worm Food. Oh, Worm Food, right. Dirt nap. Took a dirt nap. And yet, Jimmy Kimmel came back after a long weekend. He rose again up off the couch and got back on our TVs. All right, Tyrone Khan, let's talk again in a minute. I'm going to take a break, and I'll see you guys in a few. Thanks.